everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome back to another episode of OrgelCraft. I hope you guys are having a great day today. In the last episode, we started work on the newest pavilion in my base area known as Minecart here in this world, and we got the track laid out for a boat ride that is going to carry us through a number of different scenes, and also we'll have some functionality as far as some farms go, maybe even some villager trading in here. And so today we are going to be continuing from where we left off, and we're going to start building up all of the various different rooms that are part of this pavilion. Before we do that, though, I have a new favorite thing in Minecraft. We're not going to get to it right now, but it involves this stuff. Oh, that's right. You see redstone in there. I have found something involving redstone that I actually like. If you don't know, I do not like redstone. I've tried, and I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. I like what it can do, but despite doing a whole series where I tried to learn how to use it, I really feel like I don't still know how to use it. But I have found a thing that I am able to use and know what I'm doing. So put your guesses down in the comments as to what it is we're going to be doing, and we'll see if you're right later in the episode. But that aside, it is time to do my favorite thing in the game, which is building and designing rooms. So, the first stop on our little tour is a room that is depicting a thunderstorm and a rainstorm. And there's a tree that goes in here. So yeah, I need to go. Last week I left a link to a ride through. If you've never seen Living with the Land, you might want to go. If you didn't watch that, you might want to go do that right now, so that you can have an idea of what it is that I'm going to be working on this episode. But I myself am going to go review that so that I can get some ideas for how I want to build up the various different scenes. So I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to work on getting this first room done, and I'll bring you guys back when that is finished. Welcome back, everyone. The first room is finished, so let's do this thing right, and let's do a little ride through. So we come down our tunnel. And there is our first scene. So, let's kind of walk through the whole thing. So, we start off here, and this first scene in the ride is this thunderstorm that is coming across, and there's rain and thunder and lightning. And I'm kind of proud of the background for this. I was playing around with this, and so you kind of have, I just used some blue and light blue terracotta, which definitely give that, like, you know, dark, stormy day sky, with a little bit of the cyan in there for clouds, also a little bit of light gray glass, and then all of that behind a layer of black glass with a gap. But I think that's a really, really nice effect here that you get, and I think it works pretty well. And then as you come around here, you see there's a fallen log and there's a tree there, and the scene talks about how trees use flowing water to trap nutrients, in the mud, to, be able to grow and thrive and things like that. So we have some water that is flowing through the roots of the trees here. And then we come on to what is going to be our next scene. And I've got some very subtle little lighting tucked in here I love this glow lichen. It's great for lighting things up. It actually is amazingly spawn-proof in here. Not that really matters. It's not over there. And I'm not too fussed about that because of the mob switch that I have, so I'm not too concerned about it. And then, yes, I'm using some command blocks for a little bit of trickery, but you notice there's a pressure plate here, which if we walk across, activates the rainstorm. Lightning over there. There is a thunder effect. Hopefully you were able to hear that. And then eventually turns the rain off. And I have a little thing over here to draw the lightning to it. So that it doesn't damage anything. So, yeah. And I learned this trick from OrgelCraft, so that apparently if you just have carpet as your ceiling, the rain will go through it. So I have this all done up here so that it actually looks like it's raining in here. Well, because I guess is. And then, apparently now it's actually raining. Oh, it's because I just walked over the pressure plate. That's why. Yeah, and then it does cycle the weather off. And then, yeah, so then up here on the roof we have the carpet, and so I just have to make sure that whatever I do for a ceiling, I just have to cover this area in carpet, because it actually doesn't matter how many layers of carpet you have, the rain will still come through. So that is that. And then just a little backstage area. I'm probably not going to do anything with this, but this has all of my many resources. I've had to run all over the world because I have really very little stored in the base. I do have a decent amount of stuff in the bulk storage, but yeah, like in terms of specific resources, yeah, not so much as here. Lot is in over in Arendelle, and then I have various other things spread throughout the world. So at some point, need to work on that. But anyway, time to get working on the next room in our ride, and this is our rainforest room. And so, very jungle-like setting. There's going to be a waterfall here that will need to get built up. One of the interesting things about this room is the room is entirely flooded. So, have to figure out how I want to do that with the barrier. I might play around with a couple of things. We'll see. We'll see. Water mechanics in Minecraft being what they are, who knows? So I am going to get to work on this room, and hopefully it won't take me as long as this last one did, because we're not going to talk about how long ago I recorded the last clip. Welcome back, everyone. Our second room, the tropical rainforest, is now complete. So we've got some waterfalls here, we got lots of greenery all through there. Not quite as accurate to the original ride as I would have liked, but it's very hard working in such a small space. I'm not 100% sure about the walls and whether or not I want to keep black, or if I actually want to work in some more green blocks behind them, just to give the idea that this is a little bit more lush. But I feel like this is a decent representation of the room, and I really like the waterfalls. I think they look really nice. And then, yeah, all kinds of plant life in here. I had to go on a quest to get all kinds of greens. So we got the small drip leaf, the big drip leaf. I saw B-Dubs using this in his most recent OrgelCraft episode, using bamboo, but then putting leaves on top of it. And I really liked that, so I absolutely borrowed that. Used it in here, and of course we've got some of that glow lichen to light up the place. It's very kind of moody lighting, but if we turn on our mini HUD, everything in here is spawn proof. Which again, as I said in the last clip, I think it doesn't have to be spawn proof, but it's kind of nice if it is. So yeah, so that is this room done. Now, I said in the last clip that hopefully this wouldn't take the same amount of time as getting that room done. So on one hand, it didn't. On the other hand, it took me longer. It's been a rough couple of weeks, and it's been a very busy couple of weeks in real life. So I am bound and determined to finish this episode this week, and I'm not quite sure how much farther I'm going to get. So we have three more scenes. There's the desert, there's the prairie, and then there's the farmhouse. Technically, these two kind of merge together, but yeah. So desert, I have a plan for. Desert should be pretty easy to put together, and I think that I can get to the prairie, but I'm not going to make any promises on that one. So I'm going to get to doing a little bit more work here, because I do still have the project that I teased at the beginning of the episode, and that we will definitely get to. So yeah, so let me get to a little bit more designing, and I will bring you back in a little bit. This episode has been a struggle, and it's not necessarily been a struggle for inspiration, but it has definitely been a struggle for motivation, which I have been dealing with in many areas of my life. But all that aside, I do have the next two rooms done. So here is our desert, and then we have our prairie, complete with buffalo, or as best a buffalo as I could do. I know it's a little derpy. Okay, actually, it's a lot derpy, but I think it turned out all right. So yeah, so we have this prairie here, lots of grass, some dirt here. I was playing with some different things, and I finally remembered the new I forget what these blocks are called, but the mud with the wheat mixed in. Packed dirt? Packed mud? I don't know. But yeah, so I have this done, have the background done there, and I am liking where this is coming to. So there is still one more scene to do here, and that is the barnyard and farmhouse that are going to go in this area here, and I'm not feeling it. So that is going to have to wait till the next time that we work on this project. But there is one more thing that I do want to do for this episode, and it's the thing that I mentioned at the start, and had you guess what it was that we were going to be doing with all of these resources. And did you imagine it would involve this? I'm going to try my hand at a note block song. Now would be a good time for you to go watch the ride through, so you know what I am attempting to recreate. And it is finished. Of course, there's nothing to see, but if I step on this pressure plate, and there we have it. So that is a recreation of the I think it's called the Farmhouse song from the ride, and it's just this nice little acoustic guitar song that goes while you're transitioning from the different scenes to the greenhouses, and I thought that it would be a fun little addition to the ride and gave me a chance to play with something new. And of course, here is all of the all of our note blocks. I think there's 157 total. Yeah, so I kind of have a little bit of a new obsession in doing these note block songs, because this was a lot of fun for me to put together. Let's actually jump over into my creative test world, where it will be a little bit easier to see what we've got going on here. So here you can see the whole thing laid out from start to finish. And I was experimenting with all of the different sounds that you get. And yeah, this is fairly simple. We have basically like a bass drum and I think guitar, I think are the only two sounds that I used. If we go into survival. So we have that sound there, and then we have the bass sound here. And yeah, so I decided to keep it fairly simple. The instrumentation of the original is pretty simple. So yeah, and kind of worked out a little bit of a system here. So I had some sheet music that I was working from for this, and basically I'm going to go into technical musical terms because I am a musician, but the whole thing was basically a combination of eighth notes and quarter notes. And so what I did to keep my setup fairly clean here, I have the polished granite for my eighth notes, and then the stone bricks for my quarter notes, and that helps me keep track of the rhythms. And then you'll notice I've got all these signs in here. These are the various different measures as I go through, so I had easy reference points as I was working things out. But let's go ahead and play this over here one more time, just so that you can and I can follow along better, so you can get a good listen to it. And there it is. And in reality, this this track would just loop, but I tested it out on the ride, and I am more than beyond that section by the time it finishes. So I'm just going to have it go one time for now. But yeah, so there is that. Unfortunately, this is a thing that doesn't have a lot of practical applications in a survival world, but I don't know. I might do some more with this in the future. Not exactly sure in what capacity, and of course there are no pipe organ sounds, so I don't know. Maybe I need like a resource pack to have organ sounds in the game. That could be kind of cool. But anyway, that's this project done. I think that is going to do it for this episode. I apologize that it has taken so long, as I've said, going through some stuff. But yeah, we made it. Finally got this portion done, and I think I'm going back to the Star Destroyer for the next episode, because I'm getting close. I feel like I'm being watched. There's a buffalo back there. Yeah, so we shall see. I'm hoping that it will not be... I think it's been 4 weeks. I'm hoping that it won't be that long till the next episode, but I'm also coming up on a really, really busy time, so I'm not going to make any promises. I will do an episode when I am able to do an episode. But before we go, I do have one last thing that needs to be said, and that is a happy anniversary to myself, because a couple days ago we celebrated the 4 years already? The 4-year anniversary of OrgelCraft. Yes, on April 1st, 2019? I think 2019. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and check. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. But yes, April 1st was the launch of this series. I'm being watched by someone else over here now. Started as an April Fool's joke on my main channel and has blossomed to this amazing world where we have built so much over the years, and I am excited to continue building more into the future. We should go back to where it all began. Right here on this island is where we spawned into this world, now occupied by a shulker and a end crystal end thing, and this was where we built our very first house and began all of our projects in this world. This dog does not have a name. But yeah, this was the starter house. Still here. Still filled with junk from all of our early adventures. But yeah, happy with what we've done and excited for things to come in the future. I know, like I said, you know, it's been a while and it's been a lot of time between episodes. No, I'm not done with this world, and no, I'm not burnt out on OrgelCraft. I'm just burnt out on life. Yeah, so lots more to come. I just need a little bit of time. So thank you all for your support and your patience. It means a lot to me, and yeah, I really do appreciate it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Be sure to follow me on social media. Thanks for watching. See you real soon.